Eric. I'm the host of Talking with Famous People. You may remember me from such live streams as like every day. Anyhow, titled today's live stream, the theme of my life of late. What will tomorrow bring? I don't know. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. And obviously, a lack of certainty in general can cause a bit of distress, as they say. But we're not here today to be distressed because the athletics are coming on. That's right, we have a day game. An amazing, amazing day game. So we're going to watch that day game and do a little live streaming. And we'll discuss topics of the day. Maybe even we'll go over some Google News headlines if we feel so inclined. Congress votes to end record shutdown. Sending DHS funding bill to Trump's desk. United flight from San Francisco disrupted by possible drone strike. Say goodbye to nanoplastic slipping through filters. This tree seeds clean water in minutes. Wow. Scientists restore memory by blocking a single Alzheimer's protein. That's promising. All right. So today we've got Jeffrey Springs on the mound. He's pitched quite well for us this year, I'd say, overall. Dallas and Chris are announcing on a weekday afternoon game. Coming up next. All right, cool. So I don't know if I'm going to stream for a very long time today. The analytics for live streams basically just keep going down, down, down. Right? Often end up streaming with just a couple people here. And that's fine. It's also a little demoralizing, perhaps. So we may see a relatively short live stream today. I just went over to Kay and Jared's house. Kay showed me how to turn her room over after the guests. I'm gonna do that on Sunday morning. So I have a little job here. That's kind of nice. What will tomorrow bring? Such a challenging question on so many levels. In one sense, you know what the future ultimately holds. That's right, death. I know, pretty depressing. But in another sense, you really have no idea what the future holds. Like, I'm only 55 years old. I could live another 45 years for all I know. Tomorrow, I hear there's gonna be raindrops on noses. Maybe whiskers on kittens. Forecast isn't quite clear enough yet. Well, I'm hoping for both. You know what? I'm hoping for both. a number of things I have to do today. I was kind of planning on doing today. And I may get a couple of the less significant things accomplished. I think one such thing I could even get accomplished right now is I can take this full trash can over to the deck, bring over the empty trash can. It's not quite empty, but it's empty-ish. Oh, we have 2 empty trash cans. Wow. Look at us go. I thought we only had the 1 empty trash can, but this one's empty too. So even though I forgot to take the trash out, maybe, was it? No, it had to be 2 weeks, I think. Even though I forgot to take the trash out this week, we have 2 empty trash cans, so we should be fine, actually. All right. Like I said, this trash can is not actually empty. Do you have to call J.G. Wentworth today? No, I'm not planning on calling J.G. Wentworth today or at any point. Unless I get a structured settlement, then maybe I'd call him. But in the absence of a structured settlement, it just doesn't make a lot of sense for me to call J.G. Wentworth, even though his song is super catchy. If you have a structured settlement and you need cash now, call J.G. Wentworth, 877-CASH now, 877-CASH now. So I planted 3 little seedlings here. Only 3 of my 5 seeds sprouted properly, so that's what I have. I may sprout a couple more seeds, but for right now, let's give it a little water. They're just little tiny seedlings, so I don't want to overwhelm them with water, but okay, good. Good enough. It's in your head, zombie. With their tanks and their bombs and their guns and their tanks and their bombs and their guns and their tanks. All right, we've gotten 2 things done quickly. That's nice. We can really feel a sense of accomplishment. Got another thing I need to do today, which is going to help make me feel a sense of accomplishment. Let's clean the kitchen. Okay, let's put the sound on the game so I can hear it while I'm in the kitchen.
Overturned on 14 of 25 challenges, so just a little over half of the challenges.
Well, Springs has one out and there's one on already, so unfortunately he's giving up a base runner. But you know what? Let's not freak out about that, okay, everybody? I'm so tired of you guys just freaking out about it. So we're going to put these dishes in the dishwasher. Put that out like that. There. Alright, good. We got those dishes in the dishwasher. And I'm going to clean this pot out. That'll be quick and easy. Get a little soap on this. Let's give this a good scrub it up dub. Okay. That's one pot clean for mankind, one pot clean for Earth. This stuff goes in the trash. Alright, we're making good progress here. We deserve some kind of a prize. Alright, let's go in here now. What's going on? One out still. Now, that guy's at third base. How did that happen? Can you confirm that Jesus was actually a mushroom? I don't think he was actually a mushroom. I think he was a man god. Yeah, I think maybe you've come by and said that before. To which I've replied naturally that, in fact, I am not a gay man. That instead I live here with my lovely and delightful wife, Rachel. And that she is, in fact, my third female wife. But I appreciate your attempt at provocation. As, you know, I guess you get some satisfaction out of doing that thing you do. I don't know why. I don't think anybody could say why. My wife did not have a wang, no. None of my three wives have, as a matter of fact. Now it's first and third with two out. Doing that thing you do, breaking my heart into a million little pieces. Am I doing that again? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. No, all of them did, and we know you were the bottom. Okay. Kind of makes me wonder how I made my daughter then. Alright, we're going to grind up some weight here. Springs with man on first and third, 1-1 the count, now 2-1 the count. He's falling behind. Let's hope we don't give up any runs here early. Yesterday we gave up an early run, but we ended up winning the game. 5-2. It's like, oh. What a disaster. I spilled all of the weed not into my bowl. There. Clean as a whistle. Now the count's full, 3-2 with that strike. I'm guessing the answer to that is yes, but I don't know. Just to let you know, toaster poodle is perfectly okay for you to be gay. You don't need to tell other people that they're gay. It's kind of a weird pathology, right? Like a gay guy who has to feel better by going around and telling straight guys that they're actually gay. It's a strange phenomenon. Well, Springs just walked the bases loaded. Still, no runs passed, but there are 2 outs. But obviously, Springs needs to get out of this inning without giving up any runs if possible. It is a really strange pathology, right? Like going around telling straight guys that they're gay. All right, Springs. He's now facing Mart, or perhaps Marte. I don't know how it's pronounced. First pitch strike? No, ball 1. Oh, he got challenged by Langoliers. I think that might have been a strike. Oh, it's by wins. Langoliers is not in the game as at catcher today. It's a strike. Good challenge, Austin Wentz. Good challenge. Very pleased with that. Okay. So now the count is 0-1. Springs into his windup. Delivers the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. All right. That was such a good challenge. Now he's had 0-2 on this guy. Hopefully he can get the 3rd strike or otherwise induce an out. And then all of this base runnery nonsense by the Royals will be for naught. Uh-oh. He lines that into right field. And 1 run scores. Boo. Boo. Yeah, I guess that's one strategy you could employ. I don't know, Poodle. You still here? You want to offer your thoughts on the matter? Get a little soap in my heart. That one's clean. Now I'll get this one. bet you tonight. Schmutz. Got a bit of schmutz on the end of it that I'm trying to get off. You know who's really not funny at all? Mel Brooks. I'm impressed that he's making a movie at 99, but I'm definitely not going to see it. For the obvious reason that it's going to be terrible. Where's so much to put these away? What you was thinking? Oh, god damn it! Cut myself. Funny, I never cut myself when cooking. I'm always quite careful about it, but poked myself with the tip of the knife while washing it off. So now I got a little tiny cut. That's not too bad. I think I'll survive that. Even if I were on Naked and Afraid, I'd be like, okay, that's not a big deal. I could just kind of ignore that and go on. Alright, let's flatten this trash out with our trash compacting ways. There we go. Alright, let's see what's going on in the chat. God damn it. Got blood on my finger. I'm not cooking right now. What was your last mushroom trip? Like, I think you said it felt strong. It wasn't particularly strong. The last mushroom trip was... I don't exactly... Let's see. It was Monday. It was my birthday. And... You know, I started the day in kind of a dark mood, which then improved. So Jacob Wilson is leading off today, and he's hitting 285 on the season. He's been hot lately. I had a good time on that mushroom trip. It fixed my bad mood. That ball boy has to run way out there to get that ball because he didn't get it right away. The drugs eventually did their job and made me feel somewhat better, but I was still kind of like, you know, it was towards the end of a bottle. Nice job, Jacob Wilson. Towards the end of a bottle of Adderall, so I was kind of, you know, sleep deprived and accordingly a little emotionally low. I feel better today. Yesterday was also kind of a low day, but not a bad day. You've been sleeping a lot last couple of days off. Yeah, well, I need to sleep a lot too. I need to sleep a lot and try to get into more of a regular schedule. Shea Langoliers is DHing today, and he's hitting second in the lineup. He lines a single, perhaps conceivably a double, down the third baseline. Jacob Wilson into third base easy. Shea Langoliers standing with a double. Second and third, nobody out. The Athletics are threatening. This is such a good team. I love watching this team. They're just, you know, they make me into a believer in any given occasion that they can win the game. And after having watched them lose and lose and lose the last couple of seasons, well, it's pretty exciting. I had a smoke off super nuts runts, and I couldn't believe how much it elevated my mood in a really good way. You had a smoke of super runts. Well, that's nice. Nick Kurtz at the plate now. 2 on, nobody out, 1-0 count. Here comes the pitch. He swings the ball too, so that's going to be a strike. 1-1 is down the count. Normally, Kurtz doesn't swing a lot of balls. He's got a good eye at the plate. He's got a very long on base streak. So let's hope he extends it right here, first inning. Let's go, Kurtzy. He takes ball 2. So what else do I need to do in the kitchen to clean up? Well, I need to get that. I need to get that compacted trash and put it in the trash can. 2-2 now the count, as Kurtz swings and misses at that pitch. Close these windows. Kurtz strikes out. Terrible job, Kurtz. Terrible, terrible job. I could get a Band-Aid, I guess. Well, fuck me in the ass and call me Tuesday. That's an expression I use a lot these days. It's a general like, fuck my life sentiment saying, This thing needs to stop bleeding already. I guess I'm going to have to get a Band-Aid. Colby Thomas, he's not played much this year, but he's got the count 2-0, now 3-0. Good work a walk, load the bases here. So it's just lunchtime where you are, and it's 8:26 p.m. here. It can be weird, the time difference thing. Yeah, it's 12:26, 12:27 here. So Colby Thomas takes takes strike 1. Okay. All right, you want to call that strike? That's fine. Colby Thomas awaiting the pitch. 3-1 the count. Thomas takes ball 4. He'll walk down to first base. The bases are loaded. Let's see who. Oh, the Royals challenged that pitch call. It's an ABS challenge, so let's see what happens. Let's see it. Show the thing. Oh, they confirmed it. No, I don't bet on games. There's actually no sports gambling allowed in California. There's other kinds of gambling, but they don't allow sports betting for some reason. Even if they did, I don't think I would bet on sports very much. All right, now it's Daryl Hernandez, one of our weakest hitters, I would say. He's taken ball 1. The bases are loaded with 1 out. He could score us a run with an out. The right kind of out to score a run here. Fly ball deep enough. Ground ball even to the correct side of the infield. He instead singles it into left field. That's going to score Jacob Wilson. And the game is tied 1 apiece. How exciting. Garcia hurt himself on that play. That line drive I want to see the replay of it. Ate him alive. Yeah, no sports gambling here. You can do horse racing here. They have that, but I guess that's a sport, kind of. Alright, I got that trash bag replaced. Now I'm going to get this trash bag, put it in the trash can out here. I'm going to get this trash bag and put it in. And we'll put that trash bag in the trash can outside too once it's compacted. It was already in the trash can, but it wasn't compacted yet. Since we're dealing with limited amount of trash can space for the next 2 weeks, I mean, it's already Thursday. So, you know, a week and a half. There we go. All right. So what's going on here? They're still looking at this injured guy. I was right that was a good time for me to go in the kitchen. They're still looking at him. Okay. Punk rock girl, yeah, I'll make you mine and travel around the world, just you and me, punk rock girl. Punk rock girl, you look so fine. I'll make you mine and travel around the world, just you and me. I'll sell like mini pearl, just you and me, punk rock girl. Okay. Okay. This pan is clean enough. You're going to need to clean this lid and this pan here. All right. Let's go back and see what's happening with the baseball game. Well, we've got Carlos Cortez, our hottest hitter. He's hitting .400 over 24 games this season. He's got the bases loaded with 1 out. I came back in at just the right time, still 0-0 the count, so it took all that time for him to deal with that injured guy. Ball 1. Right now, I'd say, given his recent performance, that this is just the guy we'd want at the plate. But he swings through that pitch. 1-1 now the count. It's a big at bat. Gets a hit. Definitely going to score at least 1. 1-2 the count. All right, let's see, Cortez. All right, 1-2. Here's the pitch. Take strike 3. Oh, Cortez. You stink bottom. What a stink bottom you were. We needed you to do something there. You could have just scored a run with just even an out. How terrible. Oh. Boo, failure, boo is all you can say about that. Boo, failure, boo. And now we have up to the plate Wins. Austin Wins, the catcher for today. He's our backup catcher. Langoliers hitting DH. Austin Wins, not particularly a threat with the bat. He's a good defensive catcher. In this instance, he grounds out and the inning's over. He is threatened, but accomplished nothing. Horrible. Well, sometimes that's life. Sometimes that's how it goes. You got to deal with your baseball team, maybe underperforming in a given inning, because that's just how life goes. And just because they've underperformed in this inning doesn't mean they're going to continue to underperform for the rest of the game. I suspect the opposite is true. I anticipate that we're going to see the A's break through the color barrier. By the color barrier, I mean the current score of 0 runs. We've already got this guy to throw a lot of pitches in the first inning, so that's good. Now, obviously, Jeffrey Springs also struggled in the first inning, and that's bad. But we'll hope he turns it around in the second. A lot of pitchers sometimes have a rough start and end up pitching a great game. That could easily be the case here. I watched some World War II videos this morning. I've been kind of on a World War II kick. It's not the first time I've been on such a kick. I find the subject interesting and I like watching YouTube videos about it. I watched a documentary. It was kind of like a companion documentary, I think, that HBO did for Band of Brothers, where they interviewed all the surviving members of it and, mixed in footage from actual footage from the war, like black and white footage. Told a couple of different sort of stories from the war. Band of Brothers is like one of the greatest miniseries ever made. It's so good. It's like shockingly, compellingly good. Springs on the mound now, facing Isaac Collins, the left fielder for the Royals. And that's ball 2. Ball 1, strike 1. 1-1 the count. We will be dog sitting today. Lulu's coming over. And, but I think they're coming back this evening, so it'll just be for a smallish number of hours. I don't know, probably 6 or 7 hours. It can humble you just by watching World War II stuff. Yeah, for sure. For sure. It also just kind of drives home the tragedy of a sedentary life accomplishing nothing, I guess. Which is something I feel regularly. It's obviously life's more exciting if you have a purposeful endeavor like that, You have a weird question? Okay, go ahead and ask your weird question. Three and 2 now the count. 1-1. 1-1 is the score. That is struck sharply to the third baseman Darrell Hernandez, who makes the catch, recording the first out of the inning in the process. All right, good. I think it's fair to say that I'm about as hardcore an A's fan as you get. I watch every single game. I'm very aware of the comings and goings of the players on the team. It's going to be the second out of the inning as Colby Thomas makes the catch in right field. I used to love watching World of War II was on BBC Two once a week for seemed like a year. Great documentary. Hey Eric, you might be able to help. How do I deal with my mom if she's really weak TI and Effie doesn't care about Beyond, can't have empathy for anyone? It's clear that I'm almost weak and she hates me. Oh, what exactly are you trying to accomplish? Like, are you trying to get her to talk to you differently? Are you trying to get her to respect you, quote unquote? Quote? Or in other words, you trying to do something negative, like check her in some way, or something positive, like create something that doesn't exist currently. It's easier to set boundaries and effectively than the second one. Oh God, home run, 2-1. Oh yeah, we did. How did we get a run? I did not even notice us getting a run. That's weird. Oh, that's right, Jacob Wilson scored. I remember. Well, now it's 2-1 Royals. Terrible news, everybody. It was just barely over the fence, but too high for him to catch it. If it had been Denzel Clark out there, maybe he could have climbed up the wall and made the catch. He's done that in the past. All right, I have a little bit more cleaning up to do in the kitchen. And then I think I'm going to play a song on the keyboard. If it's about setting boundaries, then, depending on what you want changed, you could conceivably come up with some kind of effective strategy, I mean, like, if you wanted to somehow check some behavior or some way of talking to you that's disrespectful of your way of being, you might try, if they are in fact like T.I. Polar or something, you might try to accuse them of being guilty of black and white thinking. In which case, they'll probably get very confused / defensive about that, I would guess. I never tried to socially engineer things like that, but this goes in here. Alright, now let's clean this lid. your lid's clean. Just put this down here. Go ahead and wash this place. This is pretty much clean at this point. Might as well just finish washing it. Get a little soap on there. Rinse it off. Get a paper towel. Dry it off. We can just put that back in the cupboard there, rather than putting it in the dishwasher. Alright, I don't know why Rachel has 2 unfinished bags of popcorn. Why didn't she finish the first bag before starting the second bag? Well, history will never know the answer to that question. Could clean surfaces a little bit. I need to sweep in here too. Well, let's go back to the game. Hopefully, yes, we're at bat now. 1 out, unfortunately, but Lawrence Butler got the plate. He was a hero yesterday with a big home run. I can't understand her feelings, and she just can't have empathy for me and stop hurting. I don't understand quite what that means. I understand the first part, but the "and stop hurting," you mean stop hurting you? You know, you generally can make the most progress probably critiquing people's 3rd slot, 6th slot, maybe 7th, maybe 8th. Charge. Jazzy chord, huh? Hi, Winston's mom. Hi, G. Play the major scale. There you go. That's your major scale for you. Well, Butler got on. I think he walked. I wasn't paying attention exactly, but I think he walked. That song's too hard to play. I hate that song. Too hard to play. Can I play the secret chord, or you mean this one? This is the secret chord. That's the secret chord. Oh. You know what they say? Life sucks and then you die. Oh, wow. What happened? Nick Kurtz. All right. Nick Kurtz. I said, what happened? Nick Kurtz did. What happened? Nick Kurtz did. I want to see. I want to know what I do to be. I want to walk. I want to walk. I want to walk. I want to what? I want to see. I want to who? I want to be. I want to see. I want to see what now? I want to see Shay Langoliers kick some butt now. What? What you gonna do? You're gonna watch some A's, and that's what's true. What? What you gonna do? What you wanna do then when you see what you see? Well, let's see. All right, that's where I left off. So Lawrence Butler just got a walk, and now we're gonna see what's all the talk of the stuff that we want to see. We're gonna see all the stuff, and we're gonna be who we want to be today. We're gonna win all the games, and we're gonna win away. We're gonna get some hits, and we're gonna get some runs, and we're gonna win them when we're all done. And son, we're gonna say, hooray, because we're victorious, victorious. So Jay Langoliers got a hit. No, that was Jacob Wilson. Now Jay Langoliers is at the plate. He's the hit leader of the MLB, and that is great. That's quite impressive. That's right. He's got the most hits in all of the majors, yeah. And he spots out 1 and 2 left field for a double. It's great, sir. Oh yeah, now 2-2. The A's are coming back. What you gonna do? Oh yeah, it's 2-2. The A's are coming back. What you gonna do? Oh. Even if I stay at my room and don't talk to her, she is mad at me, very angry. I tried to find her type, but I couldn't. It sounds like she's toxic, maybe. And that's not type specific, instead it relates to their childhood stuff. And then Nick Kurtz comes to the plate. Everybody's excited because Nick Kurtz is great. Jacob Wilson's one of the multi-hit game leaders this season. It's pretty great. Well, Kurtz goes ahead and lines a double into center field. Oh yeah. A couple guys are gonna score. Jacob Wilson runs in to score, and so does Langoliers. That's one more. Oh yeah, that's one more indeed. One more that we could see on the scoreboard. Cause now it's 4-2-2, and Athletics are truly two in debt. Are doing their thing. They're showing what a great team they are, and why they're gonna win a ring this year. That's right. They're gonna go to the World Series and win every night. And you'll see what I'm talking about in October. The Athletics are gonna be there and sober. At least until after they win the game. All right, well, that's Kurtz's 25th straight game reaching base safely. Good for him. Good for him. Colby Thomas at the plate. He's going to take his chance now to try to help the Athletics score even more runs. There's a man on second. 1-2 now at the count. Eskimos probably like the cold. You don't like hot? A French Eskimo kiss? That would be licking each other's nose. Yeah. I think that one's clear enough. Colby Thomas gets a hold of one, but it's going to be caught by the left fielder for a fairly pedestrian out. Pedestrian out? Yeah. That's what I said. Let's do a waltz. What do you say? Do we have any waltzes? Where are the waltzes? Oh, there we go. Yesterday, I saw everybody going to church, even though it wasn't even Sunday. I'm like, why are you all going to church? And they're all like, oh, why do you care anyway? So what, we're going to church today? That's not the sort of thing that should alarm you. One step, 2 step, 3 steps more, but don't reach the 4th step for sure, because this is not a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 1, 2, 3. Am I well? Not particularly. I mean, I'm not unwell. But, you know, I feel kind of about stuff in general. A little bit a little bit meh, you know, those kind of feelings. Feel a little bit like Captain America, but instead of being Captain America, he's just doesn't have any of his stuff. Look at that interesting beat. I wonder what the thing sounds like. This is any round amok. That is for sure, and you know it's a buck that I don't want to spend, even though it's the end of my life. Hi, darling.
Hi, Ansel.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I guess I could be doing worse.
That's good.
I'm doing fine. I guess I could be worse. That is my line. I guess I am just cursed to have such lines. Sometimes I wish things were different. I wish I were not such a bad guy, and I didn't constantly fail at everything. But then I remember that I don't always fail at everything. Every once in a while, I'll do fine. Naturally, I think, hey, those times could be more common. Be the kind of thing that I naturally do. And then I'm like, who you fooling there? You're not fooling anyone. You're never going to accomplish anything, son. Because now I'm my own dad. Oh, well, that's the way things are, and that's how it is near and far. Isn't anybody in the world immune? The end. The end. I hate you, keyboard, with all of my heart. There. Hi there, Casey Jones. Hi, Kaleidoscopic Void. Hi, G. Hi, Taiwan. Hi, China. Hi, all the countries of the world. Hello, of course, to my beautiful darling Rachel, who is newly awoken. I went over today and I did the K thing. I went to their house. She showed me how to clean up the room and stuff and what to do. So.
Oh, no, thank you. That's great.
Yeah, I'm ready to go for Sunday.
Awesome.
We've got Lulu coming in this afternoon.
Okay.
So I'm not exactly sure what time that'll be. But as you see, the Athletics have taken a 5-2 lead. Delightfully so. In the manner befitting a king. That's how well the Athletics have done what they've done. Oh, Chris Carey life-size cutout, huh? That's cool. Looking dapper in that coat there. That is Chris Carey, right? Yeah, I think so. I just eat 2 donuts and a hot coffee today. I'll still be in a calorie deficit. Well, I was thinking about making some lunch here at some point. I've cleaned up the kitchen, although it's not totally cleaned up. I could do a little sweeping. Maybe I'll do a little sweeping while the rails are still up to bat. There's 2 out, 1 on. Hopefully Springs doesn't give up a home run or anything. Where's my broom? Oh, the cat hair. Oh, the horrible cat hair. Everywhere you look, everything you do is covered in cat hair. Look at all this fucking cat hair. Damn. It's ridiculous. What a horrible beast. Oh well. That's just the life we live, I guess. Encumbered by a horrible cat. Get more cat hair. Then we're going to sweep this into this pile here. Get all this stuff over here. Get back over here again. More hair. Alright, let's get this pile now. Alright, good. Alright, good. Not perfect by any means, but it's a start. Alright, the kitchen's kind of cleaned up. And I could go around and get some obvious clumps of hair if I wanted to. King Charles met Dolan. Who's Dolan? Acacia's probably not here, is what my guess would be. But I don't really know, obviously, because I don't keep track of Acacia's whereabouts. I could do a little cleanup over here. I could put this in here. These remaining bits. Scrape them out a bit. Let me show you what I got going on here. It's pretty exciting stuff. Why don't you talk? Gee. Seriously. You're being silly. Alright, I've emptied that jar successfully now. That's good. Just put that over there and put this lid on this jar. And put down here with the finished up jars. We can put those back in closet if I wanted to. This lid goes on this jar here. And just pour that into there. Put this jar on this lid on this jar. And I've got another empty jar here. Do I have another lid? Well, there's this small lid, but that's not going to fit in here, obviously. That's fine. I'll put this here now. All right. Now I've got some other things I could clean up. Things like this can go in there. This goes in the trash. This goes over here someplace. I'm going to put that over next to you. Thanks. This maybe had a little bit of concentrate left in it. This bottle's empty. It's filled on the tin. Shits and giggles is a grody sounding phrase. I'm glad I always forget it exists until I happen upon it. Are you drumming some up or playing with like ChatGPT? I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know what you mean. We'll put this here. We'll put this here. Throw these matches away. Put that here. Throw this away. Put that here. Put that here. Put that here. Put that here. Throw that away. And then we're going to have a pretty clean table here in a second. All right, that's good. That's some progress. A couple pieces of trash I see down here. All right, doing pretty good. Cleaning up. Ink pink, smacked by a jerk. Twit hit. What about a twit hit? You're wondering about her lab? What's her lab? But that's not what you intended, huh? All right, let me see if I can come up with another one. Jerk. Twit's not really a good synonym for jerk. Let's see. It's where she cooks up her word games, including Ink Pinky. Oh, now I know what her lab is. I don't know. I'm a little bit at a loss here on this one. Schmuckstruck. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that works better than twit hit for sure. Although, schmuck and twit are better synonyms than schmuck and jerk. Like, it would have been um, even better if you had put, like, smacked by a twit. Like, schmuck. Schmuck is, I don't know. Schmuck can be jerk. Jerk's fine. It's not a bad clue. It's a tough one to find a perfect synonym for schmuck. Like, that's a tough one to find a perfect synonym for, huh? Schmuck? That's hot. That's tough. Maybe like goober? I've washed my hands, so I'm ready to cook if I wanted to. I'm not sure what we'd cook today, though. Um, in theory, I could. Schmuck to me, I feel, has negative connotations of like not treating people well. Whereas goober is more like the kind of person who gets bullied or something. Bully boy sausage muppet. Who's a bully boy sausage muppet? How did they attain that status? Inquiring Eric's want to know. Dweeb is a socially inept person. Dweeb and goober are probably ideal synonyms. So, would you say that asswipe is too much of a negative connotation to be a synonym for schmuck? I think maybe asswipe is too strong to be a synonym for schmuck, but I could be wrong. 5-2 now, still the score. We're here in the top of the fourth inning. Hi, Winston's mom. I don't believe we're in World War III yet, but there are parallels that go to Rome and to Egypt and to somewhere at 1934 to 1939. I can't ignore. I'm rather ticked off at the king. Hey, what did he do this time? I'm obviously displeased with his lordliness as well. Let's see what's going on in the world. Google News says Trump withdraws nomination of Casey Means for U.S. Surgeon General. Seth Kane face Senate grilling on Iran war as Hormuz blockade rattles oil markets. Ridiculous. U.S. military equipment worth billions of dollars destroyed in Iran war. Wonderful. Why Switzerland is weighing a 10 million people population cap. A well-preserved 92-foot dinosaur was accidentally found at a construction site in China. NASA connects little red dots with Chandra Webb Space Telescope. I don't know what Chandra is. Here are the 51 funniest memes on the internet today. The one thing that bothers me is taxes being spent on nonsense while inflation increases, but other than that, in a van down by the river, American dreams. Yeah. I've had respect for Charles since he was an awkward NT young adult trying to royal, which is not an NT's natural instinct. This trip has me ticked off. What did he do? You're talking about the actual king. I thought you were talking about Trump. Sweden doesn't have homeless people. My Swedish friend told me this yesterday. Yeah, well. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of horrible. What will tomorrow bring is an important question because there's a lot of horrible realities that the world is bringing to our attention. Like you're saying, economically, America's already been so severely damaged by the COVID lockdown nonsense. The whole world was, but I don't know. America's a mess right now. I don't know what to say about it. It's depressing, and I don't have any good solutions for any of it, really. That don't involve a change of leadership. But it's like, do we really get any good leadership options? Not really. Where did I put my coffee? I could get. I don't know where I put my coffee. Let's get this water. This water's fine. Yeah, I don't know what to make of it all. My natural inclination in general historically has always been certain optimism that, America's figured it out before, we'll figure it out again, kind of thing. But I don't know, man. Feels like a crazy moment in history. Oh, God. Horrible. We gotta listen to the neighbors' horrible music. Yeah, I don't have any answers for any of it. You know, I'm not sure how any extrapolating from any current trends presents us with a positive future. Of course, it's also incredibly frustrating moment in history because I think it's correct for people in general to feel as though things are super unpredictable. Like, who knows what's going to happen with all this shit? Like, what's going to happen with the war in Iran? Is Trump going to just give up at some point? Is he going to try to Is he going to try to just overwhelm Iran with endless amounts of military force until they are bombed into capitulation? Is it going to go nuclear? I don't think so. I'd be very surprised at that. It's like Trump saw Putin and decided he wanted his very own Ukraine. $7,000 years of history versus 250. Well, that doesn't impress me. But the thing is, the Iran military is actually very well equipped. They've got a lot of potentially very effective hardware. You got mini subs. I watched that Mark Felton video drawing the parallel between the invasion of Okinawa and the attacks on Iran. And the kind of things that Iran is equipped with are like exact corollaries for equivalents that Japan had at the time. Plus, obviously, a highly motivated, fanatical population that feels entirely appropriately feels entirely in the right in this matter, you know. So, you know, who knows what's going to happen with that war. I think Trump went into it assuming that, you know, we had an overwhelming advantage. But the fact is, Iran is not without their defensive capabilities. And, you know, they've got plenty of people on their side. I wouldn't be surprised if both Russia and China are supporting them in this endeavor. This neighbor thing. It's fine. It's not that bad. It's just a little country music, but you know, I don't love their occupation of the audio space outside. I was thinking about maybe barbecuing something, but now I'm thinking maybe not. I could cook something in the kitchen just as easily. I could do a pasta and meat sauce. That'd be fairly straightforward. It's a little bit messy, but so what? Oh. How annoying. What day is it? It's Thursday. Let's go inside where I cannot hear this horrible music. It's not so bad today, actually. Usually it's a lot worse than that. I mean, they are Islamic. Gee. They have an Islamic government. So it's not correct to say that they're not Islamic. It might seem a little bit louder. Certainly it's the case that that I could hear it quite clearly, but it doesn't have the thumping bass or anything, so I can't hear it inside. So it's fine. It's a ruse, a smokescreen. I mean, I don't think that's true. Gee. It is true that Iran, prior to the Islamic Revolution, expressed a much more secular state than a lot of countries in the region, but it's not the case that they're not Islamic. A's are struggling here. Pitches are struggling. What am I cooking? Pasta and meat sauce? Is that what I'm cooking? I could make mac and cheese. I could make spam. I don't know what I want to make. We actually don't have any chicken, annoyingly. They didn't have the kind of chicken we get at the supermarket. So we just didn't get any. Alright, I guess I'm doing meat sauce. Meat sauce and pasta. I guess we'll do the pasta in this pot. That'll be fine. Alright, so we've got our pot and our pan here. Now we've got a little light as well. Put this beef in there like that. We'll put a little water in there with it too. Not a ton. Just a wee bit. Turn that on, let that go for a while. We'll have to come over and mess with it some. Obviously, but let's put some water in this pot now. We'll let that go for a little while. That's probably enough water. Got this lid here. Turn this fire on. All right, walk away for a second. We'll come back and we'll check on the beef. There's a lot of meat. Well, there's a good amount of meat in this meat sauce I'm making. Ground beef specifically. I'm hungry. I'm surprisingly hungry. Should eat like a little bite of something just to tide me over. I'm remarkably hungry. Let me have a bite or two. There's some left over. I feel like I got low blood sugar. Alright, that's enough. I'm not looking to spoil my appetite, just to address the low blood sugar. This spatula basically cannot go in the dishwasher because I use it all the time for everything, so. This spatula is sometimes called the magic spatula because the one time that it disappeared and reappeared with no possible explanation. Alright, clean enough. Let's go. Now we're going to get this, scrape off all of the defrosted beef, flip it over, do the same on this side, scrape off all of the defrosted beef. And we'll put the lid back on. Alright, we'll come back over here, get this dish cleaned off. Good enough. Let's put it back in this cupboard here. Put it up there is fine. And we'll turn our attention back to the beef. We'll give it a nice scraping on top. Flip it over, give it a scraping on the back. That's pretty well defrosted. Okay, gotta let all this water. Well, we don't really have to let it all boil down because we are going to be adding tomato paste to this. Plus a couple of other things potentially. Let's let that cook for a bit. We'll get this other roll of paper towels as well. And we'll give this a little cleaning. Okay, it's a little bit better. Alright, so now we're going to need to cut some things up to go in there. Alright, let's get the things. We've got these things, and we also get a bowl for compost. This will be fine. we're going to get this knife. Chop off that end of the onion. Chop off that end of the onion. Cut it along the edge here. And get that part there, and then just get this whole outer piece. Peel it away, put it there. Still got a little bit of onion paper here. Come on. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to chop up this onion. Okay, now all the onions are going to go in with the beef. Here we go. Put those in here. At this point, I think we'll put a little white wine in here. Kind of a lot of white wine, that's fine. Now we've got these bad boys. We're going to get these first with the hammer. Take the paper off. "'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to be here where I want to be." Okay. All right, now we're going to cut off the ends. Part can go in here too. Alright, now we'll chop this up. There we go. Good enough. Now I'll put this garlic in. We're going to stir that around a little bit. We're going to season this a bit with some salt. And we're going to open our new pepper here. Jesus. Okay, we got some pepper, some salt. Put a little oregano. And now we're going to stir it a little bit more. Check on the water here. Still not boiling. It'll be boiling pretty soon though. Alright, we're going to get a can of tomato paste. And we're going to open the can of tomato paste. As per me. Then we get this. Okay. Now I'm gonna this into here. That's from put that around. So we're going to need some more liquid in this, obviously. Let's get a little bit of water. We're going to need a little bit more water. We're also going to put some milk in here. So we need some half and half. This seems a little thick. Alright, let's get a little milk to put in there. Be about right, I would imagine. That'll help cut the acid of the tomatoes and the wine. I'm gonna let this sit now. See how this is done. Alright, we got a nice boil going here. Let's get some pasta in there. Alright, that seems about right. Stir that around. It says 7 to 8 minutes, huh? Alright, well. 8 minutes here. You know, maybe even 9 minutes because it's take a little longer here. Alright, I'll put this back. Put the lid on so this gets a little hotter. There, now it's on the hotter burner. So that'll make it cook a little faster. Stir that around. Make sure the pastas don't get stuck together. Alright, that should be fine for a minute or two. What else we're gonna need to get this whole thing done? Well, just this. Just this. Alright. We're on our way to the promised land of delicious lunch. It's still 5-2 Athletics. That's excellent news. Jacob Wilson makes a good play to catch that line drive, even though it came off his bat in a hurry. Exit velocity of 109.7. That's my third. Effort food, soft routine, esque loops, preference based, forget to eat, reactive, not proactive. Slight preferences, though I'm not unwilling to try certain things, which suggests to me something I'd like. Those are called rotinis, I think. Rigatonis? Yeah, rotinis. Rotinis. All right, look at that. Doing just fine. I wash this knife now. Put it back. That's cool. There's a knife sharpener built into the wood block. Just noticed it this morning. Okay. Everything's coming along fine. Put the milk back. Put Parmesan cheese out. We got a couple of bowls to serve it in. We could use these bowls maybe. I'll put these over here. Hi, this is Svetlana. We have an ESP at church that makes great food. Does anybody know of an ESP that doesn't make great food? I feel like the cognitive processes care about the process and he adds creativity. I actually find that I'm best served when I'm not being creative when cooking, you know. I used to be a lot more creative, but that's not really the way to make good food, you know. Like, you know what would make this better? Bananas in the meat sauce is not a good idea. Bananas in the meat sauce. Don't be creative, just make good food. I mean, granted, it's not like this is from a recipe, but it's straightforward, obvious enough, right? It's like ground beef, tomato paste, garlic, onion, wine, water, a little bit of milk, oregano, pepper, salt. I do it basically the same way every time. Alright, we're closing in on the finish line now. We got just about 1 minute left. Really, I could take it off anytime now. It says 7 to 8 minutes, so I decided to go 9 because things take a little longer to cook up here. But it could go anytime. Hi! Hi, Lulu. Well, look who's here. It's Lulu.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, doing great. I've got a little box of things.
Cool.
I've got the water bowl and then the long lead. And she's been having these at night, these calming chews. They've
Okay.
got like hemp and stuff in it.
Okay.
She quite likes them. But yeah, there's all the things.
Okay.
Cool.
And when are you coming back?
We're gonna. Oh, we're thinking about coming back this evening.
Okay, cool.
Is that too late though? Should we wait until tomorrow morning?
But it doesn't matter to me.
No? Okay.
Well, like what time tonight are you coming back?
Probably like midnight.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. If I'm not still up, I'll get up. I'll probably still get up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 11 or midnight or so.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I thought I'd put some effort in, you know.
You
Yeah.
too. Hey, how's it going?
Good to see you.
You too. Hi,
Hey, yeah, you're going to stay.
Lulu. Yes.
I've got a bag of things here. I missed you on board. Huh? There you go. I've got an assortment of different treats in here too. There's that one, and then there's. I'll put some other ones in here too. Oh yeah, and I've got those ones there too. Dried salmon fillets.
Okay.
Maybe I'll give
That's
her
good.
one. Maybe I'll give her one. of those. There you go.
Sometimes
Hi.
she doesn't eat.
Yeah.
She'll drink, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know she's
Yeah.
missing you guys.
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
But-
And same when we're on the road, sometimes she won't eat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On the road?
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
Sometimes we'll have to give her.
burger patty or something.
Yeah, if we go to somewhere and get a burger, we'll normally get her a burger patty and then she'll eat that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Or like get her a chicken fillet or something like
Uh-huh.
you know, just like plain.
Aww.
Hey, yours?
Oh, no.
Very spoiled.
But she's so good.
I know.
You know? Like,
We wouldn't have it any other way.
Hey, yours. We went for a, you know what this morning. So if you guys felt like doing one this evening, I'm giving
yeah,
her.
I'm sure that we will.
I've got the leash, the long one, and these little. We'll be giving her these at night too. The little
Okay.
calming shoes. They've got like hemp and valerian and stuff in them.
Oh, wow, really? And they've been working?
Yeah.
Cool.
Works really well.
Honestly, like, she usually just crashes out with us.
Hey,
Right.
Zoe.
Yeah.
She'll lay on the
Yeah.
bed, and
Yay.
she'll
Thank you.
rest, and she'll rest over here.
Yeah.
She was
Oh.
excited to come over today.
Oh,
She was
I'm
like,
so
yeah,
glad.
it's a little trot.
Oh, we love having you.
Well, we should go, sweetie.
Yeah, okay, cool, perfect. Thank you so much,
Thank you
guys.
guys.
You're welcome.
Have a good time.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good time.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's exciting. We still haven't been to Sonora.
We
Like,
got 4 of these this summer, both like 1 a month.
oh, cool. Good for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, Lulu. You're hanging out with us. Yeah, I know. I know.
They'll be back tonight. All
I'll be
right.
back tonight. So, you can just chill.
Okay. All right, let's put some Parmesan cheese on.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I have
Mm-hmm.
I feel like partying.
Uh-huh.
I'm drinking. I already had one. I'm thinking about drinking 2 more.
Go for it. You do what you want.
Is it okay if we take a trip to Merced?
Yeah,
I'll have like.
that's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
I get it. We gotta go to the Merced soon. That's fine. All right. Well, that's a big cooking enterprise.
Oh my gosh, I'm not hungry.
You're not hungry?
No.
Okay.
I wish I had known. I would have told you. That looks delicious. Oh my god. What delicious Italian feast that looks.
Right?
Oh my
good.
gosh.
Well,
Can I take a picture of it and
Sure.
brag?
Sure, and you can put it in your, well, you can put saran wrap over it, you know.
Yeah. Because I'll definitely eat it. Oh my gosh. I love Italian food. Italian food. I don't know. Mexicans up there too. I like Mexican. But I also like breakfast food a lot. I don't know. I just like food.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to call this? Mama.
Mama Strauss Ronies.
What do you call Mama?
Mama Maroni's meat sauce.
Okay.
Yes, I know, sweetie. It's okay, sweetie. You want some of my food? You can have it when I'm done. You're a good dog. Oh, yes. I know. You want some of this, huh? Well, let me eat first, and then I'll give you some.
It's Mama Roni's pasta. I know. I know you don't want to be here. Because it's like you want to be with your parents, right? But they gotta work.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lulu sitting it is. It'll be okay. Maybe we go.
We'll go for a walk later.
We'll go for a walk, and I'm thinking if she leads us to the bedroom, she seems to be around us.
Right,
She
but she's in
yeah,
front,
she might want to go.
All right, I'll go help her up on the bed.
Thanks.
Jacob Wilson at the plate, two for 3 on the day. Doing a great job. Let's help Lulu get on the bed. Hi, Lulu. You want help on the bed? There you go, sweetie. She likes to go on the bed.
Thanks for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So I have Mama Maroni's pasta and meat sauce, made by host Derek.
You can say bye, Eric. I don't know who where are you
I was
putting
gonna
it?
tag you
Okay. On what?
on Instagram.
Oh, sure. Do that. However you do that. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I know. I still like it so that people know, because like you have one picture of us up there, so it's like that's my husband.
That's my husband. Don't be a buzzband.
That's my husband's name. Don't wear it out.
Oh no, gee, not that movie. pre-1966 about releasing lions back in the wild. That song is hauntingly beautiful, but that movie will tear your heart apart if you love animals, especially lions. It's not a spoiler alert. I'll have to stay away from that movie. Sounds like a deeply terrible movie. Good. You know, it's not. I'd say it's not really perfectly balanced. Like, not sure what I could have maybe put a little less wine in, but it's quite good. Well, the Athletics are still leading 5-2. We're here in the 7th inning. We won yesterday. That's a strike. I'm not terribly tired, but I'm INTP, so I don't tend to physically busy myself as much as others. I'm more mentally busy myself, but even with my low physical output, I've taken naps. Yeah, well, welcome to the horrible world of SE, Evan, 7 or 8. What other games I've played that you've liked? Me? Well, I used to be a big fan of Karate Champ back in the day in the arcades. Full point. I enjoyed a game from the olden days called Bard's Tale. It's a good and hearty meal. Kind of meal that sticks to your bones, as they say. I guess that means it fattens you up, right? I never really thought about what that meant, per se.
I'm listening to a tarot reading right now,
Mm-hmm.
and she's saying to not be controlling or possess the person too much, because you may lose them because of the like possessiveness and controlling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you feel like that? Am I controlling?
No, you're not possessive or controlling. Neither of us are.
No.
I mean, we are possessive in the good sense, like,
Right.
you know, in a healthy sense of the word, but no, we're not like that.
That's good. Because I'm like, oh man, maybe I am controlling and I don't know it. Obviously, not every reading is going to resonate, but I just wanted to, because like the first person that I thought of that like I would be like that with, like clingy with, is you. So that's why I asked you, like, for confirmation, like, is this accurate? Because I'm not very self-aware. I mean,
That doesn't apply to us. So you hope that one day when babies are born, they'll say, congratulations, you have a brand new baby, XXXX, INTP or INFJ or whatever. That'd be cool if they could figure that with amniocentesis.
I don't, if I were pregnant, I wouldn't want to get, like, what is amnio?
Centesis, they extract a little bit of the amniotic fluid and then they do tests on to make sure your baby doesn't have birth defects or whatever.
Oh. But like that seems like an invasive procedure. I fucking hate. Like.
Yeah, well, I think usually they only do it if there's reason to be concerned.
Interesting. Like a family history of something,
or you know, maybe ultrasound images or whatever showing some abnormality.
That does happen.
So I think that's when they do it.
My sister, like, she did some research and my sister got tested at her job. That she took a typology test at her job and she got ENTJ, which just goes to show you that like self-reporting is really like off, because when I explained to her what an ENTJ actually looks like, it prompted her to look into typology more. Now that she's into it, she would like to get tested by Eric. So.
The opposite of invasive is actually just non-invasive. Not very exciting. All right, with men on first, the A's record the final out of the seventh inning, and now it'll be the A's turn to bat.
Congratulations, Svetlana.
A strong heartbeat of 171 BPMs, huh? Is that normal for a baby? I guess an in utero baby, it would make sense that since they're a lot smaller, their heart would beat faster. I wonder why that is, though. Like, it would seem if you're smaller, you need to put less effort into pumping blood. So you should beat slower when you're smaller. But I guess not. I mean, when you're talking about invasive plants or something, the opposite of it is native.
Oh my god, I can't believe the Kentucky Derby's coming up.
Wow, so soon, huh?
Wow, I just remember like just Saturday at Funtime City.
This is a little bit of the weed we have right here. Yeah. I would say that stash generally does imply hidden. It's interesting to say that. I never really thought about that before either.
You don't think you're posh, G? What about them makes them posh? They know stuff about babies?
Nothing fancier than babies. That's a double for Langoliers. He's now 3 for 4 on the
Good
day.
job, Shay Langoliers!
And he has the most hits in all of the major leagues.
All the major leagues?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Number 1. Pretty impressive. Hi, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights.
Hey, Daniel Berry Sports Highlight.
Doc thought I was going to be a girl when they first listened to my heartbeat. Really?
That's so interesting.
Because your heartbeat was so pretty?
I remember I had a coworker who thought she was having a girl, and we threw her a little like baby shower.
Mm-hmm.
And we all got her like girl stuff, and it was a boy. So it happens.
Well, you know, if I'm that boy's parents, I say, too bad, boy. You got all this pink stuff. You're going to wear it.
Yeah, like there was no registry or anything, so we didn't know.
Oh, horse racing is posh. Yeah, those people are posh for sure.
Oh, horse racing is posh, but you're more posh if you wear a hat rather than a headband.
Yeah.
I think the hat makes it posh.
Yeah. Kentucky Derby is maybe, I think, the most posh of all the horse racing things.
Yeah, definitely.
I wasn't told what my children's genders were. The military doesn't do frills. I knew I was carrying a boy, and my second was a girl, so I didn't bother with finding names for the other genders. How did you know? You could just tell, or what? Some doctor also said I was going to be 5'10" based on my height. And your length as a baby. Well, how tall are you? Did you make 5'10"? The fringe class like Frank.
Apparently, Eric's baby length was pretty long. His mom used to she would repeatedly tell me stories about how he came out, and she was like, he came out of me?
Yeah, I it's true that I don't notice, like, when Rachel told me after we'd been together for quite a while that she was 5'2", I was like, really? I had no idea you were 5'2".
Mm-hmm. 5'2". I'm a shawty.
You've been told you have the personality of a slightly taller person. I'm not sure who's telling you that, but you should maybe question the people you're listening to in general. Who evaluates personality in terms of height? Nobody who's doing it right.
Yay!
Good job, Daryl Hernandez.
Yeah, good
You are
job.
safe.
Wow, good job, Daryl Hernandez.
That is 6'2". You're 5'3". My husband
Wow.
is 6'7". The baby so far is measuring in the 99th percentile. I think it's my husband's long limbs. Well, I'm 4 inches taller than my dad was, and I don't know how much taller than my mom, but I'm taller than both of them.
Will you my mom was I wonder if you not only like facially look like your grandfather, but also got his height.
That's possible. I don't know how tall he was.
I don't know. See, but the thing is, like, I don't know if that actually like works because I'm 5'2", but uh it's because my grandma La Pelosa was like that height, and I don't look like her. So I just got her height, and I got her bump on my nose. Uh, but yeah, I don't look like her, so I don't know if that checks out completely. My sister is also, she might be an inch shorter than me. She's about my height. My mom is average. She's like 5'5", and my dad is 5'10". So we weren't expecting any tall kids. I mean, although I thought I was gonna be tall because I had a growth spurt ahead of a lot of kids, but then I just stopped growing.
Grab one of those mini Pringles cans, expecting ranch, but it's actually salt and vinegar.
Oh, that's a big difference.
It's a fair assumption, Gil, but that really only applies to Doritos. I used to wear a super heavy backpack in middle school. I wouldn't remove anything, I just carry all my books. For
Oh my god, that is that an NI thing? What is that SE thing? Because I did too. I didn't want to go to my locker. My locker was like in a very inconvenient place, and I was a little bit anxious too. I can't lie. So I kept all of my books in my backpack. Definitely did not help my posture. I already had bad posture, but like carrying those textbooks and binders around the whole day, like, oh my gosh. I've definitely shrunk, I think. I might be like 5'1" at this point.
Well,
I don't know. I'm not sure.
only 5 more feet to go before you're 1 inch tall. There's a short bit where I intentionally weigh myself with a backpack full of books to get more of a workout out of my walks.
That's funny.
Well, probably that would work fine. That's what they do in the army, right? You gotta march around with a backpack full of stuff.
Well, once I got a locker in my, like, when I got older, I was like, and like I figured out, I had the layout of the school like down pat, and I didn't want to carry my books around like that anymore. I would go to my locker, but I'd say like middle school grades, definitely backpack full of binders and textbooks.
I find myself thinking about my failure to take the trash out this Sunday and like how that's that's so much a fourth slot SI thing because obviously there may be some things I could do that would better remind me to take it out. Like I could put it on Google Calendar, I guess. Um, Probably I should do that. But every time I forget, I am just like, okay, I have got to remember every time. I'm not going to forget again. I'm really on this. And then, sure enough, I forget to take the trash out again.
Happens. Sometimes it takes a while to create a new like routine or something, or like have space in your mind for stuff.
Um, yeah, well, I think that like SI fourth is that's gonna be a struggle to keep in mind because it's once every 2 weeks. That's no matter how much I determine to not forget again. Once every 2 weeks is pretty rough, right? Like that's a long period of time to keep something in mind and then
Yeah, it
remember
is.
it. But the thing is, I have this window of remembrance, right, from Sunday through Monday morning. If I don't think of it during that window of remembrance, then I'm screwed. On Monday, I woke up and I realized a little while after I got up that it was my birthday. So then I was thinking about that kind of stuff. I don't know. I wasn't thinking about the trash. I don't think thought about it all the day before either. I could put like a post-it note somewhere that says "Think about the trash." That'd probably be good, but then I'd see it like all the time. SI seventh prone to hypochondria and obsessive fears around health. I really don't know. It might make sense that that might make sense, but I really don't know. I, as an SI fourth person, was a little bit hypochondriac when I was around your age. I was in my early 20s or college. Now I feel not so much like that. So that's something that's changed for me, which means it may not really qualify as part of a person's personality. Uh-oh. Catch it, Lawrence Butler. Home run, Kansas City. Game's now 6-3 in favor of the Athletics. Yeah, it might be anxiety is independent of type. Sunday morning or Sunday late morning, between 11 and 4, I need to go over to Kay and Jared's house, turn over that room. Like a hotel maid kind of thing. I, as a meow person, hereby declare that I, as a meow person, I mean like I, as an honest person, believe in the truth. Like that. Don't do that. Yeah, I think that's pretty good advice.
What?
Don't say, I, as a meow person, you're going to throw a wicked rager at the house while they're gone. Whose house?
No way.
Oh,
That's
Jerry and Kay's
trespassing.
house? No, I'm not going to throw a wicked rager at their house.
Hell
Of course
no
not.
way.
He's joking.
We can do it on our own.
Well, that's the third out of the eighth inning. We're going to the ninth inning now. 6-3 Athletics. I mean, like, I, as a middle-aged man, know a lot about being middle-aged. Like that. Let me tell you, being middle-aged involves not being young and not being old, but right in the middle. So they'll be gone for, I don't know, the next 8 or 9 hours, sounds like.
What time did they say they were coming back?
Like midnight?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, even if I'm asleep, well, I don't know if I will be or not, but regardless, yeah, no doubt, G. I tend to agree with you that it's good not to put your identity stuff before whatever it is you're saying. I would agree with you. I think that's a fair generalization you make there. Because obviously that stuff's not really relevant to whether what you're saying should be, to how much weight somebody should give what you're saying in general. Sometimes if it's skill specific, like, well, I, who work as a carpenter, have an opinion about how these shelves were put up, is different than I, as a Mexican, believe in piñatas. I guess to some extent it depends how much the thing being commented on uh, is genuinely better understood through somebody's expertise. Like, I would get it that, you know, if a carpenter saw work that was very, I guess, amateurish and messed up looking, they might well say, well, you might be like, this is kind of iffy here. Well, why do you think so? Yeah, well, I am a carpenter. Well, that seems kind of fair, in a way that a lot of other things don't, I think, are bad.
Excuse me.
You're excused, darling.
Thanks.
Lawrence Butler gets a hold of that one, but not enough. Not enough.
Does everyone know about your red, white, and meow lighter?
Right, I do have this lighter.
It's pretty special though.
It says red, white, and meow.
Like, what does that even mean?
I guess
Doesn't
it means
really
that
work.
meow means blue, I guess.
I guess. Maybe trouble's confirming that.
Meow is cat talk for Blue. Jacob Wilson, 2 for 4 on the day. Lifts that one to center field. That's going to be an out. He's going to finish the day 2 for 5, hopefully. Now the Royals are down to their last 3 outs. Meow.
Meow.
Yes, you're a very silly boy with very silly ways. Meow.
Meow.
What do you want? You want me to go outside and smoke a cigarette? Okay. You win, kitty. I will.
I'm going with you.
Sounds good. Well, sounds like Lulu wants to get down. Guess I'll bring it in. Okay. You want to get down, sweetie? You okay? You want to get down? You want to get down? I love you. I know, sweetie. I'm sorry your parents are gone. You want to get down? She's whimpering and stuff, but I don't think she really wants to get down.
Maybe she just misses
Yeah. Maybe now she wants to get down. Oh, okay, I'm coming. Yeah, she does want to get down. Okay. Well, come on, sweetie.
Hi, Lulu.
All right, let's get the leash if she's going
Yeah.
outside for this. Because she's going to want to go next door and see if maybe her
she's gonna want to go next
her
door.
parents are home or something.
Yeah, she wants to go back to the parents.
Okay.
There she goes.
What's going over there?
I got the stream. If
Thank you.
Hi everybody. I don't do this very often anymore. I feel I don't really come on. But I feel like it's healthy for me too because it helps my social skills. Like I don't know. I can be awkward sometimes.
Well,
Thanks, Rubenar.
you know, one of the things you liked to do when you were on Adderall.
Yeah, but I don't need it for,
I'm glad you seem happier without it.
Yeah, I am.
That's good.
Yeah, it is.
We're not going over there.
I know.
No, I'm sorry. They're not there. We're not going.
You can change your skin color, but just by eating carrots every day. Is that like how the girl like turned into a blueberry in Willy Wonka?
They're not there, Lulu.
Buffalo does go well on wings. No, I should. I will give it a shot. I don't even know if I have it, but I think I do. What should we name the kidney stone?
That's a good question.
Salvatore came to mind. Salvatore the kidney stone.
Salvatore.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it.
Do you?
It's a pretty good name, yeah. Salvatore.
Okay, we can still spitball.
Yeah, still football is fun. Did you, well, let me ask you this. Tell me about the person you imagine your kidney stone to be. What's his personality like? What?
I think it's a Gemini because it's a lot like my sister. In that, it was painful when it was going down the ureter. But now it's just like in my bladder, chilling. Needs to be break down.
I mean, in a similar vein to Salvatore, the name Giovanni comes to mind.
Ooh, Giovanni.
Well, there's nobody there.
Psychic Gyalt says Bartholomew. Rubenar says Salvatore is fantastic. Winston's mom says Salvatore K. Stone. Kid Salvatore Stone. I like the idea it has an Italian name. Thanks, I do too. I don't know why it came to me because I feel like if I can like nickname it, I would name it Sal. Sal the kidney stone. Giovanni though. Giovanni. Snooky the kidney stone. Brock the rock. That's good. It's a flower moon today. What are we watching? So she's decided to sit
Yeah, well.
and look longingly at the pathway to home, but no one is there. No way, I'm not naming my kidney stone after Michael Phelps.
I think Salvatore carries the day.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
You've done some thinking about it?
Yeah, well, I've also heard responses and stuff, and I think Salvatore is a great name.
Okay, alright, cool. Salvatore it is. Salvatore. We would love it for you to break up and move.
Did you take any of those pills?
Yeah, of course.
That you got
Oh no, not yet. Because I need to get it on like a cycle, it says, and have it with meals. So, I don't know when to do that. Well, I'll just take it whenever I have a meal, I guess.
Okay, let's say just take one or what?
2 a day
Each at a different meal.
with a meal. Yeah.
So each one at a different time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, come on, Lulu. I'm ready to go inside.
Yeah. Let's go inside.
Come on, Lulu. Come on, sweetie. I mean, I could leave you tied up out here, I guess. You want to sit out here?
Oh, you think the kidney stone is a girl? Call it Roxanne the kidney stone. That's not bad. Slime his family of stones. I'm hoping for not a family of stones. Oh, Johnny Joe, I'm so glad you're here now. We're so glad you're here now. Eric has a plan. Sharon Stone. Oh my gosh, that's funny. I like that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one. I don't know. That might win.
I think, that's gonna be hard to beat that one.
How are you guys doing in Mariposa these days? I think we're. I don't know. I think we're good. Are you good?
Yeah, we're good. Everything's fine.
We're dog sitting today. Lulu, our neighbor's dog, but she wants to go home. Is that like knotted?
Yeah, it's fine. It's not gonna come.
Okay.
I gave it a pretty good tug, and it's like looped in on itself. It's not gonna come loose.
Was Eric a boat guy before? Like in a past life?
A boat guy.
Yeah, I would say you're not a boat guy because of motion sickness.
Definitely not a boat guy.
Yeah. I don't really think I'm about boat girl either. I think I would probably get sick as well. I don't have the strongest stomach.
I remember an episode of the Flintstones where they got a boat, and one of them wanted to call it the nautical.
I'm turning it to you.
Wanted to call it like the nautical princess, and the other one wanted to call it the sea queen. So they put it together, and they called it the Nausea, which of course spells nausea.
That's funny. What was that from?
The Flintstones.
Oh. Wow.
I thought it was very funny.
It is very funny, and I'm surprised it's from the Flintstones a little.
Yeah.
I watched the Flintstones, but I'm not sure I actually thought it was that funny.
Yeah, usually I don't think it was funny. I just remember that joke. I don't know. Flintstones is Simpsons from the Stone Ages, huh? Maybe I did drown on a boat in my previous life. That would explain my aversion to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like that story of that little boy who got a heart transplant and had knowledge that he shouldn't have had of how the boy who had been a donor, how he had died. And he had a sudden aversion to Power Rangers because the boy who had died was reaching for a Power Rangers toy when he fell out the window.
Wow.
Bum, 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 bum. Mysterious facts.
Would you like the tarot reading?
Sure.
Would you like to choose the deck?
Sure. Waves are but sideways tornadoes. That's not true at all.
What?
Waves have a fundamentally different kind of motion than tornadoes do. Tornadoes are twisty around, right? Waves are not twisty around. They just go one way.
And then pull it out to go. And then.
Yeah, they do that too. That's true. That's a little bit of twistiness.
It's not. They do have circles sometimes. That's where boats get sunk.
Right. So tornadoes are more like whirlpool.
Whirlpool. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let me get some glasses. Whirlpools. How about the Let's just go with a regular deck.
Cool. What kind of reading would you like?
You choose which kind you think is best.
Want to do Celtic Cross? 10
Sure.
cards?
That's a little, probably a little too many.
Oh, okay. Current focus 5 cards?
Yeah, let's do that. If I were casting host Eric as an actor in a military movie, I'd put him in the Navy. He looks more Navy than Army or Air Force, and more Navy than Coast Guard or Marine. It's good to know. I look like I belong in the Navy. I look like I belong on the sea. I'm full of salty waves and covered in salty waves, and that's why I'm in the Navy. Cow. And ooh, okay. Cow. There we go. Johnny with 2 N's is here. 2. Johnny with 1 N and Johnny with 2 N's are both here. Boats may be pretty, but you don't want to be on one.
Okay, so I can give you I have 3 AI readings to use before the end of the month. Would you like an AI reading?
Sure. That sounds kind of fun.
Because honestly, I'm looking at this and I'm not sure I could explain it. Whenever I see the magician, I always think it's you. And that's the focus point. But some of this stuff I'm not really sure. So yeah, I'm gonna do an AI reading because they're fun.
My Bonnie does lie over the ocean, but it's also the case that my Bonnie lies over the sea. All right, let's see what AI has to say to me about this.
41 seconds, it says.
I think it's interesting that you name your kidney stone, but you don't name your AI.
That I don't?
Do you name your AI?
I just use the term Gemini when I'm using Gemini.
Right, gotcha. And ChatGPT is just ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm. To me.
Yeah.
Okay. So it goes into like super I wish I could like have this. See if I can. Yes. Okay.
Maybe Gemini can become Sharon Stone once the stone's out. It's good thought, Ruben.
Okay. Should we do a vote? A poll? Can we do a poll? Salvatore or Sharon Stone?
Okay, let's do it. I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy, a Yankee Doodle do or die. A real live meow 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 meow. Born on the 4th of July. Okay. What should Rachel name her kidney stone? Salvatore? Sharon? Should I put Sharon Stone?
I guess.
I guess so too.
You could put in an idea another name too. Or do you want it just to be the 2?
I mean,
Or do you think it's just an automatic win? Like it's not even a competition?
Well, and we'll find out. I guess.
Okay. Okay.
Let's just try. Let's just do 2.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So let's see. Please take a moment if you don't
Quick
mind.
summary. You are being asked to take intentional, skillful action now, using your personal resources and clarity. The Magician, to continue a recent transition away from difficulty, 6 of Swords toward longed for emotional harmony, 10 of Cups. The practical step required is to acknowledge any material or emotional lack, and reach out for support or resources, 5 of Pentacles. The path ahead will not be completely clear. The moon warns of uncertainty, hidden information, and emotional processing, so you'll need to trust your intuition while grounding yourself and checking facts. Individual card interpretations. 1. The Magician. Focus point. Key themes. Personal power, focused will, skillful use of tools, clear intention, manifestation, communication. In this position, right now your central task is to step into agency. You have the toolkit. You have the toolkit. Ideas,
the toolkit.
skills, resources, contacts, and the creative energy to shape what you want. The Magician urges deliberate choice and
Lily
focused
wants to
action.
come in.
Find what you want. You.
Well, Salvatore is the first name that came to me. It could be an ESTJ. Svetlana.
Get you some water if you want it.
Yeah, Sharon Stone is funnier. I don't know. Honestly, like, I want to, like, name the stone something that when I talk to it and be like, hey, Sharon Stone, how's it doing? Are you breaking up down there? Like, or Salvatore, Sal, how's it doing? Sal the kidney stone.
You want this?
Sharon Salvatore Stone. That could be. That could be. I'm glad you were late. I don't know. That's why. Like, I can't decide. I need help. That's why I need the poll.
You want to come in? You want to get on this chair?
Hi, Lulu. I just called her Sharon Stone.
Very sweet. I'm gonna go pee.
Okay. She's getting off the chair and going somewhere. Man, trying to stay mentally comfortable is such a pain in the ass. Like, I get that itch that can only be scratched by alcohol, caffeine, and comfort food. I totally relate. Apples are good for kidney stones? That's good to know. I could eat apples. Apples a day, keep the doctor away. I say don't do it, Hulk Hogan's tights. So yeah, I want a kidney stone name where I'm like talking to it so it like breaks up. We got the pills. We got the pills that you talked about, Ruben. I have to eat them with a meal twice a day, I think. Or with, let me read the directions, honestly. Like, I'm so bad at remembering. Take 2 tablets daily with a meal or as directed by a healthcare practitioner. 2 tablets daily with a meal. I could do that. Yeah. You know what? Maybe I should wait to take it. I should research how they interact with other drugs because I have to take other drugs.
Yeah, let's do that when I'm there going to the doctor and we'll figure it out.
Okay.
You can play me the rest of that thing if you want.
Excuse me?
You can play me the rest of that thing.
Yeah, I do. You want me to do
You can play it now.
okay.
I can hear it from here, I'm sure.
Okay.
Use practical skills, speak act with clarity. Shadow alternate note. The magician also cautions about misuse of influence or cleverness that sidesteps ethics. Check that your intentions are aligned with your values so your power doesn't become manipulation. 2. 6 of Swords, background. Key themes, transition, moving away from turbulence, recovery, necessary passage, mental relocation. In this position, recently you have been, or are, leaving a difficult situation, emotionally, mentally, physically, or situationally. This movement is purposeful. It's a crossing toward calmer water. That background context explains why you're being called to use your skills now. Alternate note, the card can show that the journey is more psychological than physical. Healing of trauma, clearer perspective, or changing how you think about things. 3. 10 of Cups, influences, key themes, emotional fulfillment, family harmony, vision of a happy home, alignment of values and community support. In this position, your choices are being influenced by a desire for deep, lasting connection and stability, emotional, domestic, or relational happiness that motivates you. This is a healthy guiding star if it's genuine, or it can be an idealized image that puts pressure on you to make things perfect. Recognize whether this influence is inspiring or creating unrealistic expectations. 4. 5 of Pentacles, course of action, key themes, hardship, lack, exclusion, stigma, needing help, practical poverty, but also potential for seeking support. In this position, the most useful action is honest acknowledgement of practical needs and the courage to ask for help. Rather than denying scarcity or hiding struggles, make the material, health, financial, or emotional gaps visible so you can access aid, community, services, counselors, friends, or mentors. Practically, make a plan for resources, accept assistance, and take small tangible steps to shore up basics, money, health, shelter, support. Shadow alternate note. Beware of isolating pride. The 5 of Pentacles can also indicate that help is available if you move toward warmth, the light in the window, rather than away from it. 5. The Moon outcome. Key themes, uncertainty, subconscious material, intuition, dreams, illusions, things not yet revealed. In this position, the outcome is a period of deeper inner work and ambiguity. Things will not be straightforward. Hidden dynamics, fears, or subconscious material may surface. This is not necessarily negative. It's a chance to explore intuition, dreams, creativity, and to sort truth from illusion. You will need to be patient, gather more evidence, and trust your inner guidance, while also checking facts, and not jumping to conclusions. Shadow alternate note. The moon can also point to deception or misunderstandings in the external world. Shine light, bring can to verify what matters. Combined message. You're at a pivotal, active moment. You've begun or are completing a transition away from difficulty, Six of Swords, and the Magician is calling you to claim agency. Use your skills, tools, and clarity to intentionally direct what comes next. Your motivation is the wish for lasting emotional fulfillment and harmony, Ten of Cups, and that vision is shaping your choices. To move forward, you must honestly address any material or emotional shortfalls. Don't hide hardship, seek practical help and concrete support. Five of Pentacles. After taking those steps, the path will likely lead into a period of uncertainty and inner exploration. The moon. That phase demands discernment and patience. Not all will be visible immediately, so balance trust in your intuition with practical verification. Recommendations. Do a resource inventory. List the skills, contacts, finances, and supports you have. The Magician asks you to see what's on your table and use it intentionally. Set a clear, focused intention tied to the emotional vision you have. What would the Ten of Cups look like in specific terms? Break it into small, achievable steps. Confront practical needs now. If money, health, housing, or mental support needs exist, reach out. Friends, community organizations, professional services, or trusted advisors. Asking for help is a strength here. Ground and discern during the moon phase. Keep a reality check routine. Document facts. Make lists. Get second opinions on confusing matters, and keep a dream or journal to capture subconscious signals. Protect against overwhelm. Maintain routines. Sleep, nutrition, movement, and use simple grounding practices, walks in nature, breathwork, connecting with trusted people, to avoid getting lost in fear or rumination. Stay ethically aligned. Use your magician skills transparently, and with integrity, clarity, and communication will help when hidden things come up. Final thoughts. This spread is hopeful and wise. You have the ability and the motivation to
wants
shape
to
a better
go.
situation, and you are already moving away from what hurt you. The practical challenge is to admit and address real-world needs, and not to shoulder them alone. As you do that, be prepared for a period where not everything is yet clear. Let that uncertainty be a space for inner work, creativity, and careful investigation, rather than panic. Trust your resourcefulness, lean on support, and move forward step by step. Your intentional actions now will set the groundwork for a clearer, more emotionally aligned future.
Well, that was, I think, pretty right on the money, really, across the board. It all seemed to resonate.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
So what are we going to do about this dog?
Let's take her for a walk or something. I'll put my walking shoes on.
Yeah, I guess let's take her for a walk. Alright, so we're going to be wrapping up the live stream here shortly. And before we do, I want to take a moment to thank you all for being here. Your company has been greatly appreciated. And she's not going to be satisfied with a walk, but at least if she walks by her house, maybe she'll realize they're not home or something, you know. She's still going to be sad after we take her for a walk. Yeah, I'll see you soon. Again, thanks for being here. We love you. We appreciate you guys. See you next time.